What's happening, Tilray traders and investors? It's Rod with POW Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Happy Friday. It's Friday, April 4th. Hope you're doing well. And in this video, we're going to take a look at the Q3 2025 earning projections for Tilray brands. If you're not familiar with these videos, essentially we go over the analyst estimates and get a consensus, and then we get the numbers for revenue, EPS, what to expect leading into the earnings so that we can be prepared whether they beat or miss, not putting too much weight behind earnings at the moment. The S&P 500 continues to bleed out, but before we get to all that and more, we'll also take a look at the chart. There is a bearish continuation pattern, but overall, SPY was down more than Tilray today, so holding up pretty well, and that's just because MJ has been beaten down while the rest of the market has been raging bull. But before we get to it, make sure to smash the like, all that good stuff. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live, and as always, not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only, and never buy or sell anything based on anything that I say or write. And full disclosure, I do own a lot of Tilray. It's my largest MJ portfolio. You can follow us over portfolio holding. You can follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. Not in my regular setup today. I'm on the road, so hopefully it's coming through good on the audio. It's as best that I can do here at the moment. So Tilray Brands Inc. to announce third quarter fiscal 2025 financial results on April 8th. And that's going to be before the markets open. And then they're going to be having a conference call and a webcast to discuss the results at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. That's very early at 6:30 in the morning Mountain time where I'm from. But let me know if you'd like me to live stream that. I'll do my best to make that happen. So we'll take a look at the analyst estimates before we take a look at the chart. As you can see, we're forecasting on investing.com 213.56 million. And that's USD, and EPS earnings per share negative 0.043. If we take a look at TradingView, we've got 210.57 million and negative 0.044. And if we take a look at Moomoo on the analyst estimates on revenue, we've got 210.446 million. So all pretty similar. EPS negative 0.04. EBITDA is forecasted for negative 31.4. So we'll add them all up. This is an exercise that I like to do. And then, like I said, if they have a pretty big beat, then if they beat on both EPS and revenue, then we'll expect some upside. But again, if the whole sector's bearish, if the broader market's weak, we're not going to expect earnings to move us. Really, I'm not expecting any big movement until we have monthly uptrends across the sector and until Tilray turns a profit. Until then, not expecting very much. Look at Aurora. It had great earnings last report, and it was just the straight up, straight down mountain pattern, right? It's not going to sustain itself if the rest of the sector is weak and the broader market's weak. Look at Green Thumb, right, as a casing point. They've never had bad earnings, pretty much. It's always amazing, right? But the stock's down almost, I think it's like 70% since April. So it doesn't matter. Fundamentals don't matter right now. Earnings, profitable, not profitable, MSO, LP, doesn't matter. Retailer, they're all lumped into the one category, which is an MJ stock, and everything's down on average about 80 to 90% from its all-time high. But as you can see, I added them all up, divided it. So we got 211.53. We can round it up. 211.53 million is expected for revenue, and earnings per share negative 0.042 is what we'll be looking for in terms of numbers going into next week. But as you can see, SPY was absolutely destroyed today. I mentioned for a while now, many weeks, that we had a weekly bear flag that was forming. You can see here 2 weeks ago. So yeah, 2 weeks ago we started the weekly bounce, and then last week we got above the 0.382 fib, but it ended up being a bull trap, and then we had an upper wick and we came right back down, got absolutely decimated. And once we lost support there at 549, that confirmed the weekly bear flag. Then you just take your measured move there from the high to the low, move it out to your 0.382 fib, and it was saying 514 was the target. We closed at the low of the day, low of the week, not looking good. We had monthly support at 510, which is not good at all because we just lost a monthly uptrend. I would say that there's a 95% chance that the top is in on the broader market. But the good news is that's going to be good for MJ stocks, as we're going to see a rotational play. And more proof of that today, right? Tilray was down at the close negative 4.16, and SPY was down negative 5.85. So not very often you see an MJ stock that's very high risk down less than an indice like SPY, right? But that just has to do with SPY being at all-time highs and Tilray being at all-time lows. It's already seen itself decimated. But there is a bearish continuation pattern here on Tilray. and it's the daily bear flag. So as you can see here from the high to the low, actually, was it a weekly bear flag? I think it was weekly. Yeah, we go from our high to the low there, and anything under 75 cents I mentioned was a weak bounce and a potential for a weekly bear flag. We came down, we lost support there at the all-time low at 57 cents. We hit 55 cents today. I actually added some Tilray, some Curaleaf, and I added one more today as well. What was it? Curaleaf. Oh yeah, CGC. So just slowly adding, start low, go slow is the slogan with MJ, and goes for investing as well, not just consumption. But as you can see, you just take your measure move there from the high to the low, move it out to your 0.382 fib, and it's saying 42 cents was the target, and we're about 23% away. So we could see potential for 42 cent. I think that's a nice area to target for a bottom. CGC, if you factor in the split, pre-split, the stock was at 8 cents today. That's absolutely insane to think it was a $60 stock going down to 8 cents. It's actually on par right now with Oxley. Oxley's at 8 cents. So if you just don't factor in the split, the 10-for-1 reverse split, CGC is actually basically the same price as Oxley, but the difference is CGC went from like $60 stock to 8 cents, and Oxley went from about a $3 stock down to 8 cents. But it's been brutal. If we take a look at the sector today, PLTH, AYR, NEVI leading the decline today. I'd be very cautious on a name like AYR. I don't think it has what it takes to make it long term. I'd be very, very cautious on that one. And you can see here we just had a stochastic bull cross, but we're just basically flat at the moment. The MACD on the weekly is looking to cross bullish. And if we can get a weekly candle close, 2, preferably 3 over that 10-week moving average there at 79 cents, it's looking like a big move could be coming over the course of the next couple of months. And we could see a bull cross of the weekly EMAs, but still well below all of those. A lot of work to do, and be at least a month or so before we see any kind of daily golden cross here with the 50 and the 200-day moving average crossing. But yeah, it's not looking good. Unfortunately, we've seen better days in the MJ industry, that's for sure. And there was basically only one green name today. Yeah, it was IIPR, but still weekly bear flag confirmed on this one as well. It was targeting 44, and at the low today we hit 49. So it's been brutal out there, but like I said, overall, I would say consider it a win that Tillray was down less today than SPY was. We'll see what else we can see here. Monthly time frame. We haven't bounced on the monthly time frame now since way back here at $1.82. So once this thing starts to bounce, it's going to be a doozy. And even if we just went back to EMA 12, that's 115% upside, and EMA 26 is about a 350% upside from here. I've got most of my money in crypto altcoins right now, and a name like XRP today was actually holding its own. It was actually up while the S&P 500 and the stock market absolutely crashes. But I think we're going to see crypto continue to steal the spotlight. We're going to see alt season. We'll see rotation at a big cap stocks, tech stocks, and then small cap and medium cap stock season, somewhere around the same time as alt season over the next couple of months. And then I think we're going to see rotation at a big tech, crypto, AI into this amazing industry, which is medicine of the future. But going into there, let me know your thoughts and opinions on the earnings. Do you think they're going to beat? Do you think they're going to miss? And let me know if you'd like to see me live stream the conference call. All right. Once again, happy Friday. Hope you have a fantastic weekend ahead. It's Rod with Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll catch you on the next video.